Hello, hello. Why are you muted? Why are you muted? Unmute yourself. You stood. There you go. There you go.
I'm trying
Hello.
to speak no evil.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you and welcome to an animated because I'm actually animated. Chronicles of the Black Hole. I'll tell you another reason why I'm animated. And yes, I am wearing pants because Tito would always say, "Am I wearing pants?"
I'm
I
not.
don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a brand new cinch belt back brace, and plus it has a pad in the back, so it makes me stand a little bit more upright. So it's better for my sciatica, and that makes it wonderful. By the way, for those folks that think that I don't wear other regular clothes, Tommy Hilfiger, baby. So when I went out for dinner tonight because I actually had to do that. I wanted to, put some clothes on. So I don't always wear Raider clothes. Most of the time I do, but sometimes I wear real clothes as well. Oh, gee, Jack Daniel, how are you doing tonight? And are you ready for some wonderfulness for of
No, you
historical
stumped.
knowledge?
You completely stumped me this time.
I stumped you.
Yes.
That that's hard.
I was researching, and apparently I don't have the kind of clearance as you have because could not find any information on any of this. So you got me.
Aha!
You
Aha!
finally got me.
Aha! The old Jewish guy from Coming to America. I always like to do the old Jewish guy for Coming to America because if I stumped OG Jack Daniel, then that means that we are doing our job in bringing historical knowledge, precedent, and things that only you, Raider Nation, can find out here on this channel. So without further ado, and I want to put on some comments because I don't want to. So by the way, we are on Roku, so we will have a clean show. And have permission to come aboard, and great to see you, Kerry Walton. Love to see you. Love when my Raiderettes are in here as well. Cool Kev's in here. He's saluting both of us. And Raider guy Jason, we might get to that later. We might get you that later, but we'll do some good things. He's coming at you live. Another bad week, but still a Raider player. You call me a player, Richard, and maybe. And then Willie Wayne's in here, and then also Doc Cabral was in here. He said, "Hey Jay, are you having a show tonight?" Yes, we are. We are having a special show tonight because we are bringing you none other. And get ready. There's the drum roll. There's a drum roll. Mr. Tim Gorman. Tim, you're going to have to.
Whoop. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you have to shift over because otherwise we're going to see like half of you. And,
Okay.
that's not a good camera shot.
Right.
This is Mr. Tim Gorman. And Tim Gorman is going to talk all about the Gorman Award. He knows about the Gorman Award for obvious reasons. Tim, please give a great how do you do to all Raider Nation and all that will view your insight and knowledge of the Gorman Award. A little bit about yourself, a little bit about your father, a little about the award. I'm just going to sit back and listen to you talk, sir.
Yeah, tell us how it all came about.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for having me on your show. I really appreciate that, and very honored to do this, especially in my father's name and my whole family's name. So, thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. One thing I want to preface is that dates, because I was a young child when all this started, might be off a little bit if I say something wrong. So. Don't quote me on all the dates, but I'll try to do the best I can.
Trust me, nobody's going to come after you for stuff because you're going to tell us all things that we don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, so let's get into it then. The first thing is, so my dad, William Gorman, Bill Gorman, was a banker, well, first in the Navy, like I was as well. But he became a financial person as he got out, and he worked for the Bank of Commerce in Oakland back in the late 50s. And he worked himself up, and he got to vice president of the Bank of Commerce. And so I guess what happened is at that time is he got involved with a lot of things, one being NADA, which is the National Auto Car stuff. He was part of the NADA, N-A-D-A. He was part of that, and he was also part of doing networking for building buildings in different places, like in San Francisco. He had a small hand in helping get the Playboy Club built in San Francisco. Yeah, yeah.
I need to get a both of you on camera. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Double thumbs up there.
I went to the
go.
Buffalo. I went to the Playboy Club in Buffalo once.
Yeah. So anyway, and so during I guess whenever the draft was, or the expansion for the AFL, which I'm not quite sure when that started, but I'm assuming 58, 59, somewhere in there.
They were starting the conscripts of the league. The league actually was started in 1960, but they were talking about it a couple years prior.
Right,
so
right,
you're right.
Exactly. So anyway, the story goes from my mom, and that was passed down from my dad. That the whole thing goes that he was, like I said, he was a vice president of the Bank of Commerce, but he was also a loan officer before that. Well, he networked with a whole bunch of businessmen around Oakland, and he was a big football fan. And what happened is he wanted to get a football team into Oakland. And so with that said, he looked for Oakland itself, the whole city at that time was not going to foot the whole bill. And so what he did was look for private investors. And so he found two of them, and I can't remember their names. You guys might know them, though. The first owners of the Raiders. Do you guys know that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think his guy's name was Soda. Soda was one of them.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Soda.
Oh.
And it was actually a group of them.
Right.
And
Al Locasal was part of, but that was later on, I think. So
yeah. It was Soda, and the one gentleman that took out of court was one of the major guys as well.
Right.
And I can't remember. I'll look it up while you're in here, and I'll get those names ready for you.
Okay. Anyway, so he got those guys together, and I guess they were supposed to, during this whole time, they were trying to get this team to come to Oakland. And what happened was, I guess they were supposed to be the Minnesota Vikings. That's what I was told. But it turned out to be they drew them to Oakland, and lo and behold, they started this team. And now all the details about that I'm not quite sure of, but when the team did get arranged and things were being put together, when they had to sign the first players and the coaches and stuff like that, my dad was in charge of signing everybody on his desk in the office. And so there is a film, and I still can't really find it. I thought I found it the other day, but there was an ESPN classic film, and it was part of it was black and white. And there was a time in there where they showed them signing the contracts, and that desk, and my dad was standing behind them when they were signing some of the people to the contract. So the first players and the first coaches and things like that. So I think, not sure if Tom Flores was in there at that time. Some of the original players, the old ones, real old ones, I'm not quite sure. I have this thing behind me. It's called the family tree. This was made up by somebody in Concord, California, say 25 years ago. And it shows, it starts from the bottom, works its way up. It's kind of hard to see now that I'm split screen there, but if you look right there, it says the Gorman.
I can get us out of the screen for a little bit. You just won't be able to hear us, and then I'll come back later. So hang on a second. We'll remove ourselves, and we'll let you talk. OG, I'm getting us out, and then Tim, go ahead, and we'll come back. We'll listen.
Okay. So yeah, so here's the tree that was made, and there's all these names and how it was each ones were put together. And I'm not sure they're saying the Raiders themselves. This was put together by the Boosters Club in Oakland, but they pretty much, I'm pretty sure the dates are exactly right and that kind of thing. But this was there was only a few of them made, and so we acquired 2 of them ourselves. My cousin has one, and I have the other one. And so that's what this is about. And the Gorman Award is right here, which is just highlighted, is all that means. And then the trophy, which is kind of hard to see right here. This is let me go this way. This is the actual trophy that my mom used to hand out when the award first came out. So now let me get back to the award itself. You can split the screen back up. I can go back into it. But so the award itself was done. Well, fast forward now. So 60 came, the team started. I think they went to Kezar Stadium. I think they played. And then eventually 66, I think, or 67 is when the Oakland Coliseum was built.
Yes, sir.
He was also a part of that, getting the arrangements, because of the Bank of Commerce, it was part of the city itself, which was the part of, the bank that does, pays the city workers and all that kind of stuff like that. At that time, that's what they were doing. So they were part of the, finding the property and setting up the whole thing. Now, as far as much of the building part, I'm not sure exactly how much hand he had in that, but he got it going. Once he got it going and he signed the initial players, as time went on, the players that came in they were playing, and they didn't have, they didn't make $1,000 a year, $2,000 a year, maybe at the most, even back then in the 60s.
It was quite not what it is today.
Right. Exactly. So even then it was hard to play football and still make a living. So you had to have other jobs or other businesses on the side so you could support yourself during the off season. And so that was one of the biggest things that my dad did do. He created loans for these people to get gas stations and liquor stores and whatever, type
Raiders involved in liquor stores? Come on, man. Come on. You're jesting.
So the bar owners, also there was one
bar owners?
Clancy's Bar. Do you know Clancy's Bar in Jekyll Square?
Yeah,
so he was a friend of my dad's, and he helped him with things too as well. And then they put on, as the Raiders were done, the Raiders would come to after the football game, like right after, they'd come have drinks at the bar, and they would all gather there, and the fans could come, whoever was there, and they could talk with them just like normal people. At that time, it was a different world back then, obviously.
For sure.
So my mom used to. I was the youngest in the family. My just real quick, my oldest brother was 18 years older than I was, and then my other brother was 8 years older than I was. They were 10 years apart. I was a cocktail party mistake. So, so back to just really quick to revert back to that thing I told you about the Playboy Club. My mom and my dad went to the grand opening of the Playboy Club, and it was like a big deal. I mean, it was gowns and limos and red carpet and the whole thing, and so it was a big deal. And I think the Playboy Club was opened in 1959. I think it was December. It must have been, because in October of 1960, here comes little Timmy after the party.
There you go. So yeah, you were a cocktail mistake. Carrie was conceived in a drive-in. So that's cool, Carrie. So yeah, I mean, I love all these stories that we get a chance to share.
Right.
That's awesome.
So anyway, so now back to what he was doing. So like I said, the loans and everything for all them. So in 1965, they November, he started to get sick, and that's Thanksgiving time. The holidays are starting. He's a banker, big time. Networking was taking people out to go dinner, drinks. That was networking. There was none of this, what we do now, and for business. And so he held himself together. He was feeling sick, but he went out, almost, it seemed like every night, I guess. I don't know. That's what I was told. And through Christmas and New Year's, he held himself together. And then in 1960, in January, or I think it was February actually, but in January, mid-January, after New Year's Eve was over, he said, take me to the hospital. I'm not feeling well. He went to the hospital. They discovered he had leukemia. And it was, back then, you didn't have the stuff that you have now, but it was already ahead of its time anyway, because he never went in. And 3 weeks later, he passed away. So,
yeah.
Anyway, from that point, there was a player named Clem Daniels. I think you guys might know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of my dad's real good friend. He helped him out a lot. They became really good friends. Their family used to come to our house for dinner all the time. And back in the 60s, of course, there was, the black-white issue thing too. And my dad told me and my brothers, first of all, there is no color. That's exactly what he told us. There's no color. And so when they showed up, because we lived in the Berkeley Hills, and it's, it was different up there. And when they pulled up in their car and they come out of the car, you see all the windows and the doors closing, and it's like, it was too bad. But anyway, point being was they were great friends, and he really appreciated my dad from helping him out and helping his family out, that he was the one who went to the Boosters Club, which I guess I skipped over that too. I'm sorry. He was the one my dad started the Boosters Club. He was the first president of the Raiders Boosters, just for a short time. I think it was maybe the first year. He just wanted to get it going and then let them take over. And so, Clem Daniels went to the Boosters and said, hey, Bill did all this for us and all these, a bunch of players that was at the time, and helped them out. We need to memorize the guy, or, memorialize the guy, because he helped us all out. And so that's what was created with that trophy. And from that point in 1967, the first award was given to Daryl LaMonica. My mom was the one that handed it out every year. And let's see, you said you didn't get those pictures. Let me see if I can get one up for you here. I'll show you a picture of my mom here holding the trophy. I don't know if you can see that or not.
I was going to say, while you get yours out, I'll get the ones out that I was trying to upload as well.
So, and let's see here. Yeah, they used to have it up on the big screen. Here's a 1975 winner of the Gorman Award, Pete Banaszak.
Yeah, I just about ready to
yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, and that's him. Yeah, you've had the one where she's hugging him there. So she had the privilege of handing out the award to the players and getting a hug and a kiss from them, and she was just happy as a clam. So,
here's a better picture of your mom on the field as well, folks. I tried to upload these, but lack of time.
Right. And then, so from that point, they went, it just went on until 1981, I think it was the last year. Let's see. Yeah, it was 81.
It was 2002.
What's that?
Oh, Oh, I thought you were saying that the name was changed in 2002, right?
Yeah, I haven't got to that part yet, but just my mom was handing out the award until 1981. Rod Martin was the last one that she handed out before they went to LA. And then it changed. It didn't change. They still handed out the award, but they did it down in LA. Unfortunately, my mom was on a fixed budget at the time because, she was working too. She's actually a golf pro, working golf pro, and she worked at a golf course. And so, but she couldn't afford to fly down to LA every year. And unfortunately, the boosters didn't have a lot of money to support her, to take her down there. So they had somebody else do it while it was down in LA. And so 1982, it was not awarded. So it wasn't until 83, and then it started back up again until they came back till, what was it? 96 or 97 is when they came back, I think, right?
And actually, I got pictures. I'll see if I can find those.
Oh, 1998. So the year before that, 1997, they came back and they handed out the award again. And my cousin had bought tickets back because they came back to Oakland. And he was back in the stadium, just, the season tickets. And so he said, holy smokes, they brought the award back. So, yeah, that's it. So it's kind of hard to see when you on the picture thing, but
actually, I see it going. I see it going through 83, 84, 85.
Yeah,
awards,
like I said,
and the names that were handed out.
Award, it says not awarded. So anyway, but so as things went on, like I said, it came back in 97. And then my cousin saw that, we got a hold of some people and we started trying to get a hold of finding out what's going on here. Well, we didn't even know where the trophy went. It disappeared. Well, there was a man named Al Keiselbach, he was part of the Raiders boosters in Oakland at the time. I'm not sure if he was any kind of secretary or anything like that, but for some reason, we found it in the trunk of his car. So how weird is that? But he relinquished it back to us, and my mom got to award it to Greg Beaker in 1998, and she got to do it one more time. By that time, she was older by then, and it was a big deal for her to get there and then walk out on the field again. But she got to do it again, which was wonderful, and it was great to see. And so from that point, the next year, my cousin handed it out, and that year was 99, and he handed it to Tim Brown. And
I got a picture of that. Go ahead, you guys talk. I'll get a picture of that one going.
There's a picture of the book, the pro book that was there, that they took a picture of my cousin handing it to Tim Brown. So
yeah,
and then,
here's the formal reception.
Yeah, that was actually a couple years later, really, to tell you the truth. Because he won again, yeah. So,
well,
no, it's okay. But in 2000, which I don't have any pictures of, I don't know why, and they got lost in the shuffle. I handed it out to Rich Gannon. So Rich Gannon was our quarterback at that time. You guys, that was our last.
This is 2002.
Yeah, that's my cousin there on the very left-hand side there. Yeah. So he's the one holding the trophy. That's my cousin Mike. And his last name is Gorman too. So
again, folks, I tried to download these and I don't want to hear about it. I'm doing my best. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're doing a great job.
So in technology.
Right. So
it's not technology, it's just slow computer speed.
Right. Yeah.
When I got 60 windows up for my class, and that's the reason why I couldn't get rid of my stuff for the class. And sorry, I just couldn't do that.
Okay. So anyway, well, as time went on there, they started talking about they were going to change it to the Commitment to Excellence Award, but they were going to combine the two so that, because at the time, which is true, this is very true, the players would get the award on the field, but then they never had anything. So the trophy itself would go sit in either Clancy's or there was a place called the Elegant Farmer, which was a restaurant down at the end of Jack London Square, right on the water at the pier there, or whatever it was. It was also at one time got it to Clem Daniels had a bar up on High Street called the End Zone.
Mm-hmm.
It was in his trophy case for one time. And then Ricky's Sports Emporium, which is, you guys probably know where that is.
Yeah.
We had it there for a couple of years. And Ricky and Tina were very, very nice to us. And when we brought it in that time, there was a whole bunch of fans there and everything. And they were just so appreciative. They got to hold it and take pictures with it. And that was really cool. And they wanted my autograph, which I don't know why.
Well, why not? See, you are the lineage.
Yeah.
You are the embodiment. You and Liz and the rest of the family are the embodiment of that award. So it's like, if Dad's not there, if Mom's not there, hey, we're going to get Tim to sign this because he, the bloodlines, the genes, your DNA, dude. Is in that. So yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
The Raiders for finance came from this family.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. I mean, so it just it was just such an honor the whole time to go down there. We were always treated well. It didn't matter who it was. I mean, I got to meet a few people when I was young. There was a couple of things that happened. After my dad passed away, Clem Daniels came up that next year, or a couple of times, 2 years after that, and he would pick me up at my house with a bunch of other players in his big Cadillac, and I would sit on somebody's lap. I thought for many years, I used to tell people I sat on Otis Sistrunk's lap, but I found out just from research recently, it wasn't Otis Sistrunk, it was Otis Otto, if you know who that is. He was one of the tackles or something like that. And Ben Davidson was sitting right next to me, and I got to throw balls with, as time went on, when I got older, 14 years old, I got to throw a ball with Kenny Stabler in the 70s there. And
that's awesome.
The side of the field, that was really a pleasure to do. And because I was kind of into football myself, I did punt, pass, and kick, and I played in Pop Warner football. And then, unfortunately, when I got into high school, I found out I was too skinny and too not as tough as some of these other guys when I got into high school. So my freshman year, I kind of just said, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. So, because I could catch the ball and run fast, but when I got hit by them 220-pound linebackers in midair, that was a different story. So, we lived up in the mountains after my dad passed away. We moved up to a place called Pioneer, California. It's on the other side of Lake Tahoe, and we lived up in the mountains. And I was a skier and golfer because my mom was a golfer, and so that was my kind of sports after that. So, we as time went on,
I was gonna say nobody hits you on a golf course unless you're Happy Madison.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So as time went on, I got in the service, did my time through 81 through 85. Was stationed over in Spain, had a great time, learned a lot. Went through Beirut. Unfortunately, that was my little deal. Nothing like those guys that went to Afghanistan, but yeah, I mean, it sets reality in when you're in that type of thing. But learned a lot, and and did the Navy stuff for a while. Like I said, became a shellback. You know what a shellback is, don't you, there, Chief?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say I know. OG knows. He's a fellow sailor. I don't see. I will even say I've never been a squid because squids are usually that lower form of sailor that is found in the drainage of a street in Olongapo or Poson or maybe Cartagena if you're a Land Fleet sailor. Rhoda, as you know, just saying. I've never been a squid, so but yeah, we all know what shellbacks are.
Yeah.
My uncle was a jarhead. My uncle was a jarhead who called me a squid, and I said, "You know what a squid is, right? It's a seagoing creature that shits on marine life."
Very good. So anyway, so when I got out, my job in the service was I was an aircraft mechanic, and so when I got out, I used that training, and I applied for many different airlines, and I won't say what airline I'm on because I'm not sure if I'm not supposed to. But anyway, I've been working for a major.
Hey, you know what? You can plug your airline. I know what airline you are. Yeah. And I'm just saying that I've had some issues with them, but we like you, Tim. We like you, Tim. We don't. Let's just say that we like you. If there's any doubt, let's just say that Tim's in Texas. You can figure out what airline it is probably from that.
Right. So anyway, but yeah, 37 years with them, and hoping to retire soon.
Aren't we all?
But so what that time was back in the 2000, I was in Charleston, South Carolina, on a contract for the C-17s, and I was rebuilding the engines and running the test cell for them. And during that time, the first part of the 2000s is when they started to do the changeover with the steering committee. That was the first announcement of the steering committee joined up with the boosters. And so Wayne DeBow was the booster president at the time at the Oakland Raiders boosters. And then, I can't remember the other guy's name for the steering committee. But anyway, they introduced us to this whole thing. And that was the pictures of the awards there. There's some other pictures I sent you with Daryl LaMonica was there for the first dinner.
I was trying to figure out who that was because I was like,
yeah.
That's an older gentleman. And again, may Daryl rest in peace because he just recently passed. I know Clem Daniels recently passed. So all these people that you're talking about, we've just recently lost. So it's a shame. But again, may everybody, and obviously your father, your mother, and all of those great Raiders, recently even Ray Guy, again, blessings to all of our Raider family that we just lost.
Right. So, but anyway, that's when they decided to do that change. And like you were saying, Jack, OJ Jack, that in 2002 is when they did that change for the Commitment to Excellence Award. And so that's when I was there with Tim Brown at that time. And then I got a phone call. It was like about a month later, and they were saying, yeah, we're going to do something different now. And because they don't know how to pass down the generation. They don't know how to do it. So I was kind of flabbergasted. Some words were said, of course, but as time went on, I just accepted it. And the thing is I went back to Ricky's, and because we had it back at the trophy case in Ricky's, and I took it, and that's why it's here.
Well, I mean, it's yours,
right?
It's your family's. I mean, Ricky, and I'm sure I know that Ricky didn't put an APB out on your ass.
No. They understand,
right? Because it's your family's award,
right?
And it has your name on it,
right?
So you know what? I don't think any Oakland cop would have had a writ against you for anything because you're just taking back something that is lawfully yours by familial ties.
Right. So,
and realistically, they should have left your name on it.
Yeah, well, that's what. If I
think they could have the Gorman Commitment to Excellence Award would.
Let's see here. If we can go up here, it says Perpetual Award.
Yeah. By the way, folks, look up the word perpetual in the dictionary. Look up the word perpetual.
So I was told over the phone that perpetual doesn't mean forever, and I'm like, I don't know what you went to, but
while we're there, let me go pull up Webster's while we're here as well, and we'll do that.
Well, you can do that. I'm going to tell you, Gorman the Gorman Commitment to Excellence Award should have been left out. Gorman should have been left on there. I honestly believe that. In
Thank you.
2002, when they made that change, I was like, what the hell? Now the team votes on who is the guy who's going to get this award. This award is about leadership, work ethic, like all the best qualities of a Raider player. Okay.
Right.
I've got the list in front of me of everyone who's received this award.
Right. And it wasn't some of them weren't the stars
awards.
So they were people that were inspirational. That was actually, they took that from us. That's what the award's about. It's about like the most.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I read off these names, you're going to understand from our history lessons who these people were and why they got this award. It started with Daryl LaMonica. 1968, it was Jim Otto. In 1969, it was Willie Brown. In 1970, George Blanda. 1971, Jim Otto got it again. 1972, Marv Hubbard. 1973, Ken Stabler. 1974, Ken Stabler. 1975, Pete Banaszak. 1976, Ken Stabler.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Those are all the exact names there. I was going to show you one thing. Oh.
And by the way, 1 second, Tim. Per Webster's. And these guys kind of know what the hell's going on when they make a dictionary. Right. Perpetual, adjective. Number 1, never ending or changing. Right. Number 2, occurring repeatedly, so frequent as to seem endless and uninterrupted. I state my case for the jury, and there you go. We're biased here, but still, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
anyway, proceed.
Speaking of that,
go ahead.
So when in 2010, George Blanda passed away, and man by Mr. Poole, what's his last name?
Monty Poole, the writer.
Yeah, so he wrote this big article about him, and when he passed away, so on the backside here, it shows my mom giving him the award when he got it. When you said there, Jack, it was 1971 or whatever it was. But anyway, yeah. So he was the epitome of a football player that was he didn't want to just be a kicker. He didn't want to be just a quarter. He wanted to be everything. He played just about everything, I think, like 4 different positions. And did very well as a kicker and did very well as a quarterback. But he was something else. And being as old as he was when he got done, well, everybody knows. I mean, that's incredible. I think he's still the oldest recorded, right?
He is still the oldest player to have played in the NFL at the age of 48. And he who shall not be named that thinks he's going to play that long, the fake pirate quarterback who has issues with cryptocurrencies and Brazilian bitches.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say you have a long way to go, shipmate. It will always be and will ever be George Blanda. Thank you.
Right.
Can I continue the list?
Sure, go ahead.
1977, Mark Van Egan. 1978, Dave Casper. 1979, Raymond Chester. 1980, Ted Hendricks. 1981, Rod Martin. 1982, nobody.
Right.
1983, Rod Martin. 1984 and 1985, Marcus Allen. 1986, Bill Pickel. 1987, Marcus Allen. 1988, Marcus Allen. 1989 and 1990, Greg Townsend. 1991, Ronnie Lott. 1982 or 92, Marcus Allen and Terry McDaniel. 1993, Tim Brown. 1994, Terry McDaniel. 1995, Tim Brown. 1995, Jeff Hostetler and Terry McDaniel. 1997, I'm going to read the first name only, and that's Tim Brown, because Russell Maryland, and screw Jeff George. 1998, Greg Beekert. 1999, Tim Brown. 2000, Rich Gannon. 2001, Tim Brown and Steve Wisniewski. 2002, Tim Brown. 2003, Jerry Rice. 2004, Ronald Curry and Barry Sims. 2005, Derek Burgess. 2006, Nnamdi Asamoah. 2007, Justin Fargas. 2008, Nnamdi Asamoah and Justin Fargas. 2009, Justin Fargas and Zach Miller. 2010, Rock Cart, and 2011, Rock Cartwright. 2012, John Kondo. 2013, Marcel Reese. 2014, Charles Woodson. 2015, Charles Woodson. 2016, Derek Carr. 2017 and 18, Rodney Hudson. 2019, also Rodney, and 20, Rodney Hudson. 2021, Max Crosby.
That's cool.
These
get the names.
The last team through generations.
The last name that's on the trophy is Jerry Rice, because that was the last one that was handed out. So I'd sure love to get.
Here's what kills me.
What's that?
There's a couple names that should be on that I'm not see that I didn't see though.
Okay.
Where's Bo Jackson?
All right.
And where was Howie Long?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. So
yeah,
I would love to
that era
on this trophy and restart it again. So if you guys got any connections.
We got some connections, but like I said, we're on Grandpa's coal list,
right?
On the people that we know,
right? So what I'd like to do,
I know the connections I got are going to go out and kneecap people to get this done. Yeah. So
I gotcha. One of the things, I talked to somebody, and I still can't remember that. I think his name was Robert. I don't know his last name. He called me about 2 years ago, or just before the year before that the stadium opened in Las Vegas. And he said he was the historian, the official historian for the Raiders organization. Like I said, I wish I could remember his last name. We moved since then. Unfortunately, I didn't have my notes and things got messed up. But he said he knew about it. He wanted to have me bring the trophy to, they have a museum that was temporarily in some store in Vegas, and then, or storefront, and then they actually built one in the stadium. Now, I haven't been to the stadium. You have, right, Captain?
Yeah.
Do they have a store or a thing where you can walk through that has some kind of museum thing?
They have different areas in like the clubs, and one of the clubs has like several helmets, and they have like other portions of the stadium where they have murals and pictures and other things that people can see on different levels. So I'm sure that there is a place there for the like I said, the helmets and the trophies and things along those lines that they would present.
Right.
They would present. So I would, I was going to say, I would have no problem bringing it if I ever get a chance to get out near you and bringing it up over. But that would be something that would be for you, because to be honest, you know, it's up to you as to you bequeathing it or representing it to the Raiders between you and your cousin. I still think between you and your cousin, you should at least keep one for you. I mean, that's just me. I think that there should be at least a Gorman trophy in your family, and maybe the other one goes to the Raiders. And that's actually behind what OG had. That's that portion of the stadium where they have Hall of Famers and they have their numbers listed in that one area where you walk around amongst the stadium and you have those numbers there. There is an area for that within Las Vegas Stadium. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There's a comment in the chat, CRF16.
Oh, that's Ruben. That's Ruben.
Did you see that? Do you see that comment?
Yeah. Do you need to borrow my Louisville Slugger?
Oh yeah.
Well, and again, I'm not swearing. The worst I've said was bitches and the S word. So I'm not swearing.
No, I'm talking about kneecapping people.
I know, but Ruben was saying that I was swearing. I said no. I said bitches, and those are female dogs. Just saying. I can get rid of it.
So anyway, I told him on the phone, by the way, when we were talking about it, I said, well, I was trying to possibly get a hold of somebody in Ohio at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So what he told me was, and then I found out from somebody else that I work with, actually, because they had some ties with not the Baltimore, or it was Baltimore Colts before they were tied into the old guys.
Yes.
That there was things that you bring in they set it up where, you could, as you're walking through and you see all these things and they're behind glass and whatever. But then they show them for like 6 months and then they'll change it up. And then your thing that you donated for that time
winds up in a back closet on display, kind of like in what was it, the Indiana Jones movie? It's like, oh yeah, we'll take care of the Ark of the Covenant for you. Yeah,
right, exactly. So I think that part was true. So I kind of gave that idea up, but I'd sure like to bring it. I mean, even though I wish they were still in Oakland. They're not, but they're in Vegas. I think it would be good if I could try to get it to there, at least for a little while, or get a second one made. Like you said, that's probably the best idea. Get a second one made, just like it. And I mean, it's really not that. It's not, it's not made of gold or anything like that. So, but the original name.
But you get a second one made, and you get it up to date.
Right, exactly.
Get a second one made with more names, the names you want on there.
That's correct. And there's room because they only went to one side. There's another side and the back, so there would definitely be plenty of room. So, anyway.
Or just make it taller.
Captain, if you could maybe next time you're there or something, you can talk to some people or just say.
Yeah, I mean, between Jay and I, we can talk to some people, and it'd be just a matter of getting it, picking it up, and when you're ready,
I would bring it I would fly out there. I mean,
oh, that's right, you got connections, you can get free flights.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
And maybe if you could, throw in a free flight on that airline and make sure they don't let me have like a 7-hour layover,
right.
Then right. I'd hit them up again.
Yeah.
You give me a free flight, sure, I'll be more than happy to do that. Like I said, we love you, Tim.
Right. I got you.
Hey, Captain, I got to tell you something. The title you put on this called before it was the CTE Award. I'm like, oh, we're not talking to Antonio Brown tonight, right?
No. We're not talking about cryptoencephalopathy or whatever not that CTE.
Yeah. Commitment to excellence.
Right.
Before it was CTE.
Right. Not the stuff that Antonio Brown has.
Right.
Yeah. Amongst other things. But
so,
no.
I don't mind the words commitment to excellence. I think that's a great slogan. That's
right. Yeah.
Just keep my dad's name.
Gorman Commitment to Excellence Award has a ring to it.
Yeah. So
yeah. But here I tell you, Tim, honestly, and we'll talk offline, like I said, between me, you, and Jay and some other people. There's no reason why. Okay. And I know who you spoke about, and I have no problems with said gentleman because I've had zero issues with him, and I won't bring up his name because we've always been tight, and I've had zero issues with him. But the fact is that person is no longer involved in that portion of the giving of the trophy.
Right.
Okay. So having said that, there's no reason why it shouldn't continue, because again, in perpetuity, perpetual, never ending Webster's dictionary, there's no reason why it shouldn't be the Gorman Commitment to Excellence
Award.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree.
And
100%.
yeah, if we can get that done, what they can say is no.
Right, I know. Exactly. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I mean, I would love to, because I want people to see it. I love, of course, I like having it, but I want people to see it because I like to see the history and as you guys are super, you guys are super fans. I mean, big time. And I met that guy. I can't remember his name, but one of the guys that used to sit in the black hole that had all the big spikes. And
well, if you're talking about Wayne, who Violator Mabry.
Violator.
Yeah. I met him once.
And Wayne and I do shows on Wednesday together. So
do you really? Okay.
Feel free to come over on a Wednesday at 9:00 Eastern if we haven't hit your bedtime yet.
Okay.
And you can hit up on the same YouTube channel.
Right.
You can hit up and then you can say, "Hey Wayne, this is Tim. Gorman." And trust me, we do a show with Ref Guru, who is a former NFL official, who gives us the ins and outs of the crap that we have to go through as Raider fans, because he's an official who was a Raider and is and always will be a Raiders fan.
For everyone in the chat, Violator, Wayne Mabry, Hall of Fans, make sure you got this book, The Walk, in your Raiders library. If you're a reader, have that book, man. It's crucial.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, the last game I went to the last game of the season for I don't remember what game it was, but the last one that was in Oakland with my cousin.
Yeah, that was against the Jaguars, where again the NFL officials proceeded to give the game to Jacksonville.
Right, exactly. So, we saw down there in the black these guys. There was one of the games I went to, and it was prior to that, few years prior to that, there was a Kansas City game, a home game with Kansas City there. And there's one guy, I don't know if you know, he has season tickets, I guess, but he comes to the black hole with Kansas City red and sits right in the middle. Have you ever seen that guy? This was past, of course. He used to come during Kansas City games and sit in the black hole right in the middle. And then all these guys would surround him and tease him, of course, pick him up, because he was a little guy, but he had all red on, red from head to toe. And I don't know who that guy was, but he was pretty brave.
I was gonna say, he's recently deceased, I'm sure.
Yeah. Actually, they were pretty. They were fooling each other. And
right. And it's like Raider fans get a bad name. But it's normally that other team in red from the other side of the bay where most of the trouble comes from.
You're right. And I've been to a couple
battery chucks.
I went to some of those games and I saw that. And I was like, wow, this isn't like it is over. Just because we're black and silver and we look like we're mean and everything, it doesn't mean that we act like that. And yeah, I saw that firsthand for sure. So
I used to go to the LA Raider games, and yeah, we were mean like that.
Yeah, I heard that. I've heard that too. I never did go to LA to see a game, so
I got stationed. I could have tagged Gaeta, Italy, as a duty station.
Oh,
I graduated third in my class, but two of them above me were strikers, so they didn't get to choose a duty station. They were going back to their ship. I got first pick. I had Gaeta, Italy. I had Hawaii. I had all these places. And then I saw Long Beach, California. I went, how close is that to LA? And he goes, it's part of LA. I said, I'm going there. And he went, what? And I chose it. And I got to the base, got through the gate. went to the Ticketmaster and got my first set of Raiders season tickets. That's why I chose Long Beach.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
for those that are just joining us, and we have Avikazi who just came in. Avikazi is popping in from Australia.
Oh, wow.
So he has his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's actually two.
There's a few guys in Australia, Raiders Down Under.
Yeah, Raiders Down Under, Ozzy, and then Avikazi Raider, who actually has his own YouTube channel. Two separate Aussie guys that are Raider fans that we support, and they support us on YouTube. For Avikazi and other people that are coming in, this is Mr. Tim Gorman. Okay, this is Mr. Tim Gorman, whose father, Bill Gorman, was the one of the people that was involved with getting the Raiders actually settled in Oakland, and was the man behind the Gorman Award, which was basically for the MVP voted on by the players within the locker room each year. You guys know it's the CTE award now, but it was the Gorman Award. Yeah, the Gorman Award. And it says, oh my God, to be given in perpetuity, perpetual.
That's right.
The Gorman Award is now turned into 2002 Excellent Award, the Commitment to Excellence Award. And greatest Raiders, minus two of them, are all on that list since 1967 till today.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to try to get it changed to the Gorman Commitment to
Excellent Award, right.
We're going to try. And like I said, along with Jay, along with some other people, are going to try to get things done where, if maybe we can even get here's the thing, when John wins his case against the NFL, because that's going to happen too. We'll try to bend the ear of the lawyer that he's working with and say, hey, yo, pro bono dude, come here for you. I got something easy for you, and then we'll go from
there. Yeah. Well, that's
Other than that, I'm going to borrow CR F-16's Louisville Slugger.
Ruben. That's Ruben.
Right now.
Yeah,
Ruben,
that's right.
Ruben, who actually comes in my show and is very animated on his views about the Raiders as well, Tim. So I know who these people are. So again, we'll try to get it. I mean, honestly, and we're not trying to blow smoke up your arse, but it really should have been and maintain that name, and then maybe we can get it back to what it should be. And I think your sister has said amen, Captain. We'll see what I can do, Liz. We'll see what I can do.
Yeah,
it needs to be the Gorman Commitment to Excellence Award.
Thank
you. And not just the Commitment to Excellence Award. That the family financed the original Raiders back in 1960. They signed the first players. His father made it happen to where we had a team.
Yeah. And I put it in earlier because we were talking about it, and I knew it was Soda. It was Chet Soda, Wayne Valley, and Ed McGaw were the big three.
That's it.
Of the original partners, the table of partners, or what they call it. And then of course when Al came in, he became the he had a name, the managing partner of the partners, or
He was right. He was the first to coach, but then he became a managing
I'm
partner.
talking about when he took over, and then I'll just say straight up, Al basically he bought everybody out and booted Wayne Valley and Ed McGaw, and then that's the way it was. And I'm not saying anything that's disrespectful. I'm saying what's true.
Right.
I'm saying what's true.
Yeah.
So yeah.
By the way, so a quick story. When I moved to Charleston, I was listening to a sports channel on the way home from work one day, and they're talking about the Raiders, and Al actually not talking about it. They were talking about Al Davis, and they said something about Al Davis was born west of the Ashley, which was the Ashley River in Charleston is like a border thing. It's still Charleston, but there's a river in between, and you cross over a connector to get that to West Ashley. And so in West Ashley is where the Citadel is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess now, if I'm not mistaken,
He was a coach at the Citadel.
that's right. And that's what they were saying. He was born west of the Ashley. I was like, no, wait a second. He's from Brooklyn, I think. But
Yeah. And
No,
Al Davis is
Right,
yeah,
but he went to
he's from Brooklyn.
Syracuse University.
right.
He went to Syracuse University, which is where I'm from, upstate New York,
Okay.
and spied on the coaches to learn what they were doing.
Well,
Yeah, and one of his first coaching jobs was at the Citadel,
right.
and so he brought that knowledge, and eventually that got him out to be a one of the offensive guys under Sid Gilman for the Los Angeles Chargers. That's where actually he went from there. I think he went to USC. USC was they got him from, and then Sid Gilman brought him on staff for the Los Angeles Chargers, and the rest is history. But yeah, he has roots in the Citadel coaching, so that's where that connection to Charleston is. He wasn't born there though, so I'm hoping that you called in and schooled these people.
I wanted to, but they were just me. Of course, it was just a reference to his first coaching job, is what it was.
Oh, okay,
That's what
okay.
I'm talking about.
Well, no, but I live in South Carolina. That's where I'm currently. I live in South Carolina. He ain't
yeah.
from here.
Actually, Cool Kev might be right. I think he might have been born in Brockton, Mass, and lived in Brooklyn as a kid. That might be true. I think he was born in Brockton, Mass.
Right. So, and I didn't really meet him. I was on the field one time, and I said, hey, how's it going? And in fact, 1998, when I was with handing out the award to Rich Gannon, and I said, hey, Al, how you doing today? I said, I'm Tim Gorman, and he just walked right by me, as typical Al would do. But not to put anything against him, he did that to everybody. He was the same to everybody.
Yeah.
I was in the LA Coliseum. Al Davis comes walking down with Magic Johnson out to the field, and everybody starts screaming, "Play Marcus!" Oh man, they ripped into him hard because he wasn't playing Marcus Allen.
Right. So anyway, but yeah, it was some good experiences down there. Got to meet so in my airline, by the way, when I started working in San Francisco, there was I can't remember her name now. In fact, I got the calendar somewhere. She was a Raiderette, and she worked at my airline. She was a welder. And
okay.
So she found out that I was part of this thing, and so she got me a calendar and signed her picture, of course, for me and all that kind of stuff. And so I got to meet a couple of them. When I was young, when I was 14, my mom went out to hand out the award, and it was raining that day. My mom's a golfer, of course, like I told you. She has those big golf umbrellas, so they're huge. So I'm holding her umbrella because they took her out to the field. And all the Raiderettes came around me so they could get underneath my umbrella together. And I never heard, it's probably to this day, I've never heard so many bad words from women in my life at one time. It was just.
And puberty kicked in.
Yeah, that too. I could barely walk, let's put it that way. But it was. Some of these experiences, like I said, throwing the ball with Kenny and just little things. It wasn't the first time I went when I was young with Clem Daniels. I went the morning he took me out to the field. I was there for the first half. I went in with them to the locker room. And of course, I'm like 8 years old. And halftime, they get in. Now they're all sweaty and stuff. It smelled so bad. I was, oh my God. And Clem goes, do you want to go back up and sit with your mom? I said, yeah, can you let me go? So I went back out and they let me in the thing. I walked up to our seats up there and got back with my mom. But yeah, it was quite fun to go to the football game. I went to there was one time where I got a chance to go to a practice with my dad. I remember going there. And this I talked to Daryl LaMonica with at the party that we had in 2002. he was practicing, and they were at Santa Rosa, at some high school or something, or in Santa Rosa. That's where they practiced at.
Yeah, well, training camp was up there in Santa Rosa for those early days. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was up there with my dad. I was really young. The only thing I remember about that day was I was sitting on a bench, and I was just sitting there, and Daryl Amana came over to sit down, and he had a Coke, and then all these, I don't know if there were reporters or people wanted to talk with him, and so they're kind of surrounding him at the same time. Well, he set his Coke down, and I'm sitting right next to him, and he set it between us, and I went to go move, and I knocked the Coke on him, and it got him soaking wet, and he was kind of disturbed at first, but then he saw it was me, and he didn't really know me then. Of course, he didn't know me, but I reminded him of that when I saw him that many years later, and he says, I think I remember that, because he was trying to practice and trying to do his job, and then all these people are surrounding him, and then he gets his coat spilled all over him. He's all sticky now, and so just memories like that was just incredible. I was very fortunate to be involved just as a little kid, and great memories. And I mean, pictures are pictures, but memories are better, and they last forever. So
and they can never take them away from you either.
Right, exactly. So anyway, but so listen, are you're continuing the show here? I have to work tomorrow. I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So
yes, sir. And again, we appreciate.
Yeah. All right, hey, sir. Tim, it was a great pleasure to meet you.
And again, a carte blanche on that. And again, thank you for those wonderful stories. You got ways to get a hold of me. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get those pictures in to the thing. Lack of time. I need to put a chit in. You know what a chit is. I need to put a chit in for more time, and then hopefully we'll get it there. But we'll show them. Maybe I'll get a chance to show them up on Facebook and Instagram. For the people that missed the pictures, I'll put them on IG and Facebook so people can see them.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Tim, and thank you for the stories.
Yeah, no problem. One thing I got to give a shout out. So on the side, which is what I'm going to do when I retire too, but I've been playing music for almost 40 years. I'm a drummer, professional drummer. Yeah. So I play with a bunch of different bands, and I just want to give out some of my band is watching me now. Right? Midlife Crisis is what we're called. So I just
that's a great name.
I know. So I just want to give a shout out to Midlife Crisis. And anyway, thanks you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Let me talk and tell my story and everything. And we'll definitely keep in contact for sure.
For sure, Tim. And if I ever get a chance to hang out with you, if you want to take a number off, as long as I know the song, I'll sit in on the set and I'll be able to put. I won't be as good as you because I'm obviously haven't practiced in a while. But if it's one of those songs if it's like an AC/DC track, I can do that for like 3 minutes, man. I'm good to go.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
Hey Tim, I used to be a drummer also, but I got a joke for you. Quick one.
Okay.
What do you call a drummer without a girlfriend? Homeless.
Homeless. Exactly.
Homeless.
Okay. Well, it's great.
I play harmonica too, so I got my own way.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much.
And everybody's thanking you, Tim. Go get some sleep. We don't want any problems on that airline with engines falling off or things like that.
Right. You gotta let that man get his sleep.
Okay. Well, thanks for all your people that are watching. I see there are things being popped up. Thank you guys so much too. I appreciate it. So
you got it. You're welcome anytime. And again, get with us and we'll keep with you and hopefully we can get something done.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, thanks again, Tim. Appreciate it, brother. All right. How's Tim Gorman?
Hey, Andrew Cabral. OG, I live in South Carolina. Yeah. I live in the Midlands in Pelion, a little town you probably never heard of, bro.
Yeah. We got other people in here. And Khalil King, thank for that. Big Worm, thank you as well. Tito, Yeah, Tito says don't quit your day job, shipmate.
What day job?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Raiders for life. Yeah, we'll talk about some of the things that are present activities. Raiderette for life again. Love to you, love to Jay. We had Anna in here again. Yeah, I'm more partial to the Raiderettes because it's great to see the ladies in here sharing things with us. Jay and Raiderette for life and Anna. If I'm missing somebody, I'm sorry if I'm missing one of the ladies. There's Anna there as well. So we appreciate having Tim on there. And again, not a lot of people know about the beginnings of the Commitment to Excellence Award. It was the Gorman Award. And like I said, I have no problem trying to take the cause, take that torch, and talking to the right people. And I know Jay will be with me. And Liz was as well, Liz, who is one of the Gorman family members as well. Liz, great having you in here as well. Thank you, sweetheart. So
and most people don't know about the original financing of this team.
Yes, yeah.
And that was his father.
I forgot. I didn't forget Liz. I apologize, Cool Kev. But yeah. If it wasn't for Bill Gorman and him getting those people together, him getting Chet Soda and Wayne Valley and Ed McGaw together, the Raiders wouldn't be. And here's the other thing as well. And there's something that you might have. And thank you for forgiving me, Liz. I would be upset if I forgot you. I apologize as well. But if it wasn't for because the Minnesota Vikings were supposed to be in the AFL. They were going to be that last team in the AFL. And then the NFL got wind of that, and they're saying, oh, no. You don't want to go to that upstart league. You want to come to the NFL, the big league, the real league. And they steered them away to the NFL. So the AFL was looking for another team. And the AFL at the time, because of, of Baron Hilton with his Chargers down in LA, they said, well, we need a natural rival. We need a natural rival for the Chargers. And it's, that the Bay Area and LA have always been at odds with each other in sports franchises. And anyway, so they said, well, we'll get you one up there. And that's where the Oakland team was conceived. And as you guys know, the original name of the Raiders was the Oakland Senors. The second name, I'm still trying to figure out. And I can't. You said it one time, and I'm not sure about I
forgot
the veracity of that. And then the Raiders was the third name. The Senors won the vote. There was a second name, and then the Raiders were the third name, and it went from the Senors to the Raiders. And obviously, the rest is history. Yep, silver and black bonds. Whenever I wear my Raider hat, people were family. We see that. We see the logo, and we obviously we connect. And I did that the other day. I was in the.
I like the chat message above that one.
Never heard about the original way the Raiders were funded. Well, now you know. Now you know Raiders for life.
It was financed by this man's father, Bill Gorman, and this is how we began. He signed the players. He helped create the Oakland Raiders.
And with that, remember, you needed the guys with money and you needed the banks to support you. And that's why he brought everybody together in the group of partners were there. And if it wasn't for Bill Gorman and that impetus with those people, the Raiders would not be who they are today. So that's why Bill Gorman's
never been
on that trophy. Bill Gorman's name should be on that trophy, and that's that. Real Raider fans, us old people that know that would state that. I don't know whether the young crowd knows, cares, or can give a flying foxtrot, but the ones that know, the ones that are the impetus behind this team, it should be brought back to where it is, the Gorman Award or the Gorman Commitment to Excellence Award. I'm very strongly feeling about that. So anyway, we've gone through an hour and 17, almost 118. I was a little late today, trying to get those pictures in. I will upload the pictures to Instagram later and to Facebook, so you can see some of those awards or some of those pictures that Tim sent to me. Sorry, I wasn't able to get them, but you'll be able to see it via Instagram and Facebook. No, I'm 42, so the Raiders went out here in LA when I was 3 years old the last time, 83. And yeah, Raiders for life. So now you know. Now you know Raiders for life, and thank you.
Yeah, we wanted to bring something different this week because everybody's in the negatives about stuff and all the things currently going on, and we got that. But we needed to bring some story from old to get you guys to learn about how this team began, who was behind it, and the award for the best damn player on the team, according to the rest of the team. It's not, we're not trying to do a distraction. We're trying to show you some history of where we are, who we are, where we began. I'm not avoiding today's comments or what's going on with the team today. It's just, I needed a break. I needed a freaking break.
Yeah, see, I was right. It was Massachusetts. Yeah.
This was a good break.
Yeah. And actually, Erasmus High is where my dad went to school at Erasmus High before he went out to before he moved out to Farmingdale. So he went to Erasmus in Brooklyn, and then went out to Farmingdale. So, and salute to Raiderette for life. Salute to Anna. Salute to Liz. Salute to Jay. Salute to all of
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys.
I'm getting there. I'm just saying it's always ladies first. It's always ladies first. I'm sorry. It's always ladies first. So anyway,
salute to everybody in the chat who's participating. We wanted to bring you this bit of history that people aren't going to cover for most teams.
Yeah.
We were bringing you the original financing and general managing of this team. We wanted to bring you the ancient history long before we became fans, because let's be real, we weren't born in 1960 when all this happened. But we want to show you the history of it because it's good to know your history.
True.
Really bad.
That's right. Now, having said that, OG, and we do got some time left, are you ready to open up what people are talking about presently?
Why not?
Okay. For those that would wish to wax poetic on the current state, the current
state,
Roku. I will.
We can go Roku. Put up the banner.
I will. Stand by a second there, shipmate. You know. Okay. We are. Wait is it? Here we are. You are watching on Roku. So please, if you do come into the show, if you would like to make any further comments, and we got some time left, but if you don't want to pop in,
we'll accept them, but watch your language.
Yes, if you don't want to pop in, let me put this into the if you want to come into the show tonight, I just put the link up. if you would like to talk about current events. And the biggest current event that we got going for us right now is what is going on with the front office and the state of the Raiders, and with the Raider owner stating yesterday that he thinks that Josh McDaniels is doing a fantastic job.
Oh my God.
That's a direct quote. He thinks that Josh
Now I gotta
McDaniels
watch my language.
is doing a fantastic job. Also,
Yeah, now I gotta watch my language.
okay, well, watch your language. Okay. Also, per reports from other content creators, it was stated that Josh McDaniels will have his job in 2023. However, Derek Carr, along with Patrick Graham, were not giving such notification. So McDaniel is told that he's going to have a job next year, but that same assurance was not given to one Derek Carr or one Patrick Graham. So the leader of the offense, the quarterback, along with the defensive coordinator, they might not be here next year. I'm just saying what the words are. If you want to come into the show, again, here's your you are watching on Roku, so please watch your language. If you wish to pontificate, please do. If not, so be it. And Tito, I'm going to tell you this. Josh, if you're talking about Josh McDaniel, you are correct. If you're talking about Josh Jacobs, that's up to you. And if you're talking about Derek Carr, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
Well, here's where I'm Colin Cowherd today came out and said Robert Saleh took over the Jets last year. The Jets have a losing culture, which they have. Said Robert Saleh come out and took over the Jets last year. He imposed his culture on this team. Look where they're at today. It took them 15 months to turn things around and look where they're at. Would you want to play the Jets today? No. Okay. Josh McDaniel is taking over the Raiders. He's going to impose this culture for the next year or two. Can he turn the culture around and turn them into something better? Because we've upgraded, but he's not talking about winning today. He's talking about winning in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I say let it play out. Next year, at the end of the year, grade him, judge him, kill him, or swear by him. This is what it's going to take for us to go corporate culture.
And actually, I'm gonna talk about what Jason Dean put in here, and I agree with that. In Will Anderson, who is the best, looking at the draft board, is the best defensive player available in the draft as of now, an outside linebacker / edge, a person that can take over games, a la what Micah Parsons did with the Cowboys. But I think that they actually said he can be a better than Micah Parsons person is available. Fix the defense with your first pick. Get
first 3 or 4 picks.
Well, you of the first 3 of the first 4 picks, fix the defense, and with one of those picks, though, you're going to get the quarterback that you wish to get. And it's not going to be Bryce. It's not going to be Stroud. It's not going to be Davis out of Kentucky. It will be a quarterback that it will fix the team, but it's not going to be a first-round quarterback, and I have no problem with that. Okay? Fix the defense, get a quarterback that can come in and learn. And oh, by the way, it will be somebody that can run a McDaniels defense. And I don't, I know Raider Man 81 very well. So I'm sorry there, shipmate. I don't think it's going to be Brady, because I think it's going to go to San Francisco. And Jimmy G might be that person to come in and run this offense, because he knows how to run the offense. We'll see.
How about we just pick up defensive players?
Well,
year two, we trade up all of our stuff to get a good first-round pick and get Arch Manning to study behind Derek Carr for a year or two.
Derek Carr's not going to be here.
You don't know that.
You know what, OG? I would be willing to put a C note on that between you and I on this broadcast. I would be willing to put a C note. That's $100, right?
Yeah, I don't do betting. I don't do any of that crap. All I'm saying is give it another year and then get Arch Manning first pick of the draft the following year, put him behind Carr for a year, and then Carr's gone. And we'll go from there.
No, Carr is gone, because this is the year to get rid of him after this year, because that's why the clause was written that if you get rid of Carr within 3 days of the Super Bowl, he's gone. You then all your responsibility is $5 million in dead money. You don't owe him. The contract is written where you eat $5 million, which is nothing. And I'm telling you,
we'll find out soon enough, right? I mean, we only got half the season to go. But I'm telling you right now, man, there's a strategy behind all this. I don't see Carr gone yet. Everybody's talking about the players that'll fit the mold. Josh McDaniel and Dave Ziegler are going to let you hang yourself. You're bought in or you're not, and you're gone.
And that's why I think Carr's gone.
I don't think so. I think Carr cares, and he's bought in, and that's why he's not going fucking anywhere.
Watch your mouth. We're on Roku.
Sorry, brother. Damn. All right, I'm going to jump off because it's like 35 minutes past my bedtime.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Carr's gone next year. Just saying.
Well, we'll see. We'll see in January, or actually in February.
Okay.
We'll see in February.
All right, brother. Well, listen, you have a good night. I'm out. I got to get some sleep. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. It sucks, but I got to get some rest.
You take care, partner. It's always great doing these shows with you. And again, salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat for being with us. And Jay says good night to you, OG, as well as Jason Dean Hunter says good night to you, OG. And then other people are saying that. And other people are saying that Carr is here, and other people are saying the Carr is gone. I am of the Carr is gone mode, but we'll see. Hey, OG, great, and even Doc Cabral, our other shipmate, says to you, love you, OG Jack Daniels, and I'll show it as soon as it comes in here. There you go. So there it goes.
Good night to you, brother. Good night to the chat. I got to get some sleep. My old butt is got to work tomorrow. So,
and Raiderette for Life says good night as well. So take care.
Good night, bro.
Good night, brother. All right. We got a little less than half an hour. If you wish to come in, I'm going to put the link up one more time. Remember, we are on Roku, and please just try to watch your mouth. And Raiderette for Life, if you want to come in, and I said you don't have to be on camera because we like you. We like to hear your voice. We like to hear your remarks. Anna, if you're still here, Cool Kev, we got Tito. We got obviously Raiderman 81. We got Doc Cabral, who thinks that Carr and McDaniels are there. Jay, if you want to come in here. Big Worm, you can come in here as well. Tito's on fire. Well, okay, we'll see that. Hey, Doc, we're gonna bring in Doc Cabral. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes, Doc. What are your thoughts on where the Raiders are and where they will be for this next year?
First of all, good evening. That was a very good show.
Thank you.
I was very, very impressed. You're gonna get mad at me. I know you are, and that's okay. Just remember, no potty mouth tonight. No potty mouth.
No potty mouth. We're on Roku.
I think, and I honestly believe, that Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels are going to do it next year. They're going to be able to do something really good together, something real special for the Raiders.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but Jay, I got a really good feeling. I really do. Okay. And I really hope they do well.
Well, here's what I got for you, and this is my answer. Derek Carr, if he's here next year, will not be in on the contract that he's on now, because they gave them that out clause for a reason. It's a 1-year prove-it deal. They can walk away from Derek Carr, and they rip it up and they eat $5 million.
Ooh.
Okay, they can eat $5 million. But here's the other thing. If Josh McDaniels sees something with Derek Carr, he's going to say, if you want to stay here, we're going to rewrite your contract so that it's team friendlier, and we're going to use some of your money for defense and offensive line. And that's what they're going to give him, that ultimatum. They're going to say, if you want to be here for the rebuild, that's what we'll do. In fact, I'm getting some porn bots, so let me get rid of the porn bots. Okay, thank you. If they come back, thank you there, Jason Dean, for getting rid of the porn bots. Appreciate that. But report them before you get rid of them, please. If you report them, then they won't be. But that's my thing to you. Carr will be gone at the end of the year on this contract. I stand by that.
Okay.
If he is here next year, it will be under a new contract. And it will be so that the Raiders can do something with the money.
Do you think they'll pull a Brady on him and say, you give us this money and we'll give you what you want?
Well, they already did that with this year by getting Devontae Adams. He wanted Devontae Adams, and he said, hey, if you get Devontae Adams for me, I'll be a lot happier. And he was. Okay. And that's it. And Jason Dean, who obviously will be in after Doc is done, he said he's going to come in after you're in, Doc. McDaniel will not let Carr do anything but run the play calls. So up until that time that he has confidence in Derek Carr running his system with audibles that he gives him, it's going to be what McDaniels wants.
I think he'll be okay, though, Jay. I think he will be. I honestly believe that.
Steal it from yourself.
Okay. Well, we'll see. And then Raider Man says something that these are facts as well. A less than 500% win percentage.
Oh, in 9 years?
in 9 years.
Wow.
Somebody that hasn't won over half of his games. Now, granted, it's a team thing. It is a team thing, and the Raiders have not spent enough money on their defense. I agree with that. They have not spent enough money on their defense, and hopefully they will do that, because until they do, I'm telling you, Josh McDaniels could have the Bible of football given to him by George Halas, Vince Lombardi, okay, Ernie Stautner, all those other old folks that go back to football inception with the blessings of Jim Thorpe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if they don't fix the defense, nothing is going to be done. Nothing is going to be done.
Well, the Raiders always did build their backbone on the defense.
The old Raiders did.
They always did, and that's
Right.
I always have respect for. I didn't like the Raiders, but I always respected the Raiders.
Yeah.
And you know that.
Yeah, you always did. I remember sitting, and I will tell a story. I remember sitting in San Diego at the Great American, I can't remember, the bar I used to bounce at. I was out 32nd Street, and we were watching football on Sundays, Doc, you and me.
Oh,
and we were screaming. Well, I was screaming at the TV because at the time
Schrader.
it was Jay Schrader,
Yeah.
and then it was even Todd Marinovich after that, just screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
In the early 90s, because the Raiders would do things boneheaded. And Doc was there with me. We would watch the Pats games before then, and then we watched my Raiders games, and we would have fun. We would hook up with, because again, I was working there, so I would hook up with some of the girls that were working there. That you know what I'm saying, and we would get some things there from that. But again, we've seen all of that together, and and again, Doc is a Patriots fan, but he is a Raider apologist or a Raider. He's a positive towards the Raiders. He's a Raider friend. He's Raider friendly. So I appreciate your opinion, Doc, because again, it is good. So, but we'll go from there. And Jason Dean, pop in, because Doc's going to give me his best, and then we'll be out the door.
My love, brother.
You as well, Doc. Take care. Best to you and the family.
And best to Lil and the family too, please.
You got it, brother. You take care.
Brother. Good night.
All right. Good night now. That's Doc Cabral. Jason Dean, come on in. Jimenez, if you want to come in here. How the Foxtrot, can we let the Colts run for a 66-yard touchdown? Well, it was, the way it was. And, oh my God, no, Jarrett Stidham. No, Jarrett Stidham was brought in here to teach everybody else the system. He was brought in here to teach everybody else the system. If you want to come into the show, the link is up. We're gonna be in there. I'm gonna let Jason Dean Hunter come in here. What is that? What that great looking face there? How you doing there, Jason Dean?
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Great, man. The pearly whites of Jason Dean Hunter, man. That's awesome. How you doing, brother? What's going on with you today?
Oh, nothing much. Just watching Duke in Kansas because I'm a Dookie. So, yeah.
He said Duke.
Yeah, I said Duke. Yeah, I did. Yes, I said Dookie. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you said Dookie.
Cameron Crazy. That's me.
What are your thoughts tonight, man? I said, I really think that, and I think that Derek Carr will be let go of his contract as it stands right now. And if McDaniels thinks maybe one more year, they're going to write him a easier contract for us.
Yeah,
that is cap friendly. And he said, we got Devontae for you. We're not sure what's going like maybe you kind of got it, but I still think you're not there. So we're going to give you another year, but it's not going to be the contract he's on now, folks. That is written that way for a reason. And
Yes.
it was so the Raiders can opt out and buy back at a lower price. That's the way I see it.
All right. Here's my thoughts on the whole thing. Now, I mean, we still have a 1% chance of making the playoffs. We still have a shot. As much as everybody else in this chat.
Meme? So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, no.
As much as everybody else in this chat, I love this team. You know that, Captain, as much as everybody. I bleed silver and black from the womb to the tomb. This year has been a very, very big disappointment. I'm not a Patrick Graham fan. I don't like his scheme. I mean, what's he going to do? Get rid of all of our players to bring in his own? Well, I don't think the Giants' defense was that good with him there. We don't blitz again. Another coordinator that doesn't blitz. We got rid of a guy who loved the Raiders, who should have been brought up to linebacker and let him just smash dudes in the mouth. Which, I'm sorry, I really like Jonathan Abram. I know he's not a cover safety. He's a box safety. He's a Tony Jefferson. If anybody remembers who Tony Jefferson is before he got hurt and went to Baltimore, he played for the Arizona Cardinals. He played in the box, and he was dominant. He could cover that 1 to 3 yard area right there. It's fine. Abram is not that deep safety guy. He's not even the strong safety guy. He needs to be in the box, in guys' faces, taking on blocks, which he fought off blocks well, and a good linebacker he can tackle, and he can hit. He doesn't have the instincts to play back there. I mean, he played for Mississippi State, but come on, be real. No offense. Mississippi State is not a good damn college team, all right? They're not a good damn team. The Carr situation. Okay, I like that he has fire. I like that he loves the team. But some of the stuff that he said, I have a problem with.
I do too.
What we put our bodies through to go to sleep at night, MFer, you are making $20 million a year. I don't even make that close, and I get up every day, bust my butt, and go to work. And it's rough for me to go to sleep too because I have back problems. It stinks. It sucks. I love the fire. I really love the passion. But you know what? He doesn't get in guys' faces. He doesn't do that. He never has. He doesn't talk back. He's a robot. He does this. Yes, whatever you want. And I get it. He probably doesn't want to lose another coach, but he's ran so many different offenses, he can run any offense in the NFL. Hands down, he can. He still holds the ball a little bit too long. You can see it. He takes a little bit too many sacks. He's still waiting for that number one receiver to be wide open all the time and not hitting his other guys. Boston Morrow had a good game. He didn't have a bad game. He dropped that one ball, though, and that's what everybody's going to keep talking about.
No. Are you talking about the one in the end zone? That wasn't a drop. That was a deflection.
It was a good defensive play, but, Captain, you know as well as I do, you touch the ball, you should catch the ball.
True, but here's the true but. He had two hands on the ball.
But that guy's hand was in the middle.
The defender got the ball. That was a great catch and a great defensive play. That wasn't a drop. That was a pass defense.
Now,
that was
I still don't know why Kean Cole is a member of this team because he can't catch a cold. I think we just have him for special teams.
Yeah.
Because he's looking around like, I can't believe I dropped that. Well, you drop everything, bud. For real.
Yeah. Does he have a catch this year?
Maybe one or two, maybe a couple.
I know he has more drops than catches. I know for a fact that he has more drops than catches.
And the defense. Now, Max Crosby is the heart and soul of this team, no matter what. I will argue that with everybody. He is. And he put it out on Twitter. You do not deserve this, Raider Nation. I love you all. And he's right. We don't deserve this. The money that we put into go see these games in that beautiful stadium that we own with the ridiculous prices of everything, the money that we put out to go travel, and we're in the hole after that. Most people are, unless you got it like that, which congratulations, I'm happy you do.
Yeah, well, I'd like to congratulate him too, because don't look at me on that one. I keep paying off on my bills.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I love Max Crosby. I really am hopeful about Divine Diablo. I think the kid's going to be a very good linebacker for us. I hope everybody stays on board. I
think
really do.
I think Masterson and Butler have a lot of promise in this system.
Yeah.
And if Butler would have had that fumble.
I don't want to talk about the fumble because it's basic. You learn this in junior football. Ball down, get down.
Fall down.
Get on the ball. He was already had his touchdown dance. If he jumps on that ball, game over. We are in a whole different conversation right now.
I know.
Carr's not crying at a press conference. And I think he's calling out a few guys. He didn't want to call no names. I think he's calling out Darren Waller. I really do. I think he might be calling out Hunter too. I honestly do.
Maybe.
Because Hunter got that bag too. I'm sorry. Everybody wants to think different. Listen, Hunter came from Clemson with Deshaun Watson. And all those guys on that team. So Hunter's the only one that was the straight arrow. Come on, man. He was the only one. We got Clee from there. You see Dexter Lawrence. You see Kelly Bryant. You see these guys. They're all, they're flash and dash. They all flash in the pan. They all that flash. And I'm hoping we finish the season strong. The way I'm looking at it now, I would like that top pick. Not the number 1 pick, but I want Will Anderson.
We get a top 5 pick.
I want Will Anderson because Will Anderson can be a game changer. Put him opposite side with Max. Dear Lord.
Yeah.
And go give me Hayden Hooker. Go give me the kid from Tennessee. Y'all seen what he did. Y'all seen he could play.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about this Bryce Young. Bryce Young ain't stop.
He's a twig.
He's too tiny. And I get it, the Drew Brees comparison. He's not Drew Brees. Stop it. Stop. He plays on a team full of all-stars.
Right.
They all do. Jalen Hurts, when he became a quarterback? When he went to Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Okay. Tua's got 2 track stars on the outside. So you can't say no, you can't really say much about Tua. The kid's got scrambled eggs for brains right now. So who knows? He might be playing on pure diesel fuel. But Hayden Hooker is the real deal.
I'm going to bring in Ruben real quick.
All right. Hayden Hooker is the real deal. And everybody go check out this middle linebacker from Iowa. The kid's 6'5". He's like Tremont Edwards from Buffalo. Go check this kid out. All right, Cap, I'll get out on that one. Love you guys. Everybody have a great night. I'll be in the chat. Raider Nation for life. Demon King out.
Thanks again, Jason. Not that I hated to push you, but I needed to get Ruben in here. Ruben, you're on, and I got about 5 minutes with you, brother. I don't have the clock on, but I wanted to get you in there. I got Jason. We're going to do our 2 hours. So give me your best. Give me your best, about 5 minutes, and we're going to close it out.
I sent you something in your inbox about Al Davis because you guys were talking about where he was born at.
Yeah, Brockton, Massachusetts.
There you go.
Yeah, I had that.
July 4th, 1929. I know it like the Bible. I put something up because people were thinking, oh, he was born in the Bronx. He was born in New Jersey. I'm like,
no, he was born in Brockton, and I had that originally. I'm like, no, there's something wrong. But born in Brockton, went to Brooklyn, Erasmus High, and his favorite teams growing up were the Dodgers and the Yankees. The Dodgers for the speed, the Yankees for the power. And that's why he brought those to the Raiders. That's the short version right there.
Yeah, and then, too, if you know the history behind our colors and the whole model of the mystique of the Raiders, Knights of the Hudson. Where do you think all that came from?
That came from West Point.
Yep, Army.
He made the colors from Army.
Yeah,
that's what actually when he was with the Citadel, he had that Army flavor at the Citadel when he was one of the coaches there. So that's what he did. So that's where it comes from, folks, and that's why he changed the colors for the Raiders from those nasty Steeler-esque, colors to what we have today, black and silver.
That's right. But see, a lot of these fans, I mean, okay, you like the Raiders, that's fine. You like wearing the clothes and you like the team and all of that. Try picking up a book. Learn their history so you don't look such like a fool when somebody calls you out on something, because a lot of these fans, they don't know any of this. And it's not, how can I say, I wouldn't say it's their fault. Part of it is, but they jumped on the bandwagon when we had Gruden. We got all this young generation. Oh, the Raiders are this. Man, they have never seen us win a Super Bowl. I have. I remember like it was yesterday. We were doing our sixth grade report, I believe, and I was at Roman's house, and my report was on Russia. I wanted to do it on Puerto Rico, but my teacher said at the time there was going to be enough information. We're watching them beat the crap out of the Redskins, which now is called the Commanders, my aunt's
Yeah,
team, and
38
that
to
was what?
9.
Yeah, that was the '83 team.
Not that I
And,
remember that.
yeah, I was what, fifth grade. You're talking about 11-year-old kid, and I
Well, I
remember
was in
that like it was yesterday.
but I got you by a little. I was in college, so
Yeah, well, of course, Cap, you got the beard, not me yet. I'll get there one day.
I got you.
But yeah, I think Carr's going to be there next year, and if they don't, whoever's decision that is, that's stupid. Because why? Like what the guy they just called, I forgot his name. They just called in. What's his name?
Oh, Jason Dean.
Yeah, Jason. He's right. He can run any offense, any playbook, because look how many damn coaches he has. I mean, when his football career is done and over with, I would have been pretty surprised if Derek Carr ends up becoming a football coach or a quarterback coach or whatever.
He's
I
not
mean, I
going to
don't know
be a
if he
coach.
would, but I'm just saying,
No,
like down the road, because
he's
he
going
has.
to no, he's going to be a minister. That's what he's
Okay,
already
well, I mean, I'm just saying because the work's been put in. I mean, it's unfortunate this kid came to us out of all teams to go to, and we have an owner who we have, and look how many coaches we've been through. This is like ridiculous, man. We're like the merry-go-round of head coaches. You're here 1 minute, and next minute the music stops. You get off the ride, and here comes somebody else. And
Mhm.
we have stability, at least in our quarterback. But you're right. It doesn't matter who we pick, okay? We could pick the best guy out of college this year, next year, the year after that. They don't spend money on defense. You'll never see this team in the playoffs again, let alone win a Super Bowl. And I don't know what it is with McDaniels. Okay, maybe this is the year where, okay, we're going to see who we keep and who goes bye-bye. Well, we're not really trying to win the games, but we're going to play them. Why? Because this is what my job is. He hired me to do this work, and I'm going to do this. But there is nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing what I see, Captain, that they want to win.
This is preseason for next year, dude. This entire year is season.
And the fans need to realize this. If you haven't realized this by now, you should. This was never a season about winning and making it to the Super Bowl or the playoffs again because of what happened last season. Remember what happened last season. Remember who we had last season. The players we had, the way they were coached, and what Basacci had to deal with because they got rid of Gruden, okay? Now, people need to understand that too. This is the team that Gruden put together. Even though he wasn't coaching the team, he
about 37.
Yeah, he gets credit for that. Whether you like him or not, whether you agree with whatever, this is what the guy put together. Now, from that point on, Basacci carried the torch, got into the playoffs. That pass over the middle. Once again, we didn't get the flag. That dude was draped all over the receiver. I screenshot that.
I got you, but that's last year. This is this year.
This is this year. I don't know. Who do we got coming up this Sunday?
I will be in Denver.
We got Denver. That's right. In the snow.
And I got to let you go.
I think they'll win. I think they're going to win. We're going to sweep them this year. I don't think it'll be by much. I think Denver's getting a little bit better, even though they still are sorry of the team. I mean, we're not much better. Our record sure don't reflect the caliber of the team that we have. We just got a sorry coach.
I got you. Drew, I got to let you go, brother. I got to do my outro.
Yeah. See, this team will make you drink this, okay? This team will make you drink this.
Well, good stuff. Go Raiders. All right, go Raiders. Thanks again, Ruben. There you go. Go, folks. I appreciate it. That's my 2 hours. I got to keep it under 2 hours. Thank you for being here. I will be here tomorrow with Wild Wild West and then NFL Nation Live tomorrow. Wild Wild West, 7:30 p.m. NFL Nation Live at 9 Be here. We'll see you. Have a great night.